Give me 1 second. This is the POC.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Right?
This is the POC. This is UPS. And this is what the Ontario Police Department were doing in concert with Delta Airlines. No, that's Alaska Airlines. And this is what the Ontario Police Department were doing with Delta Airlines in the previous video that I captured. They're engaging what is gang stalking. There's no Alaska Airlines flights that are occurring miles away from the airport. And this is documenting that the Ontario City Hall is gang stalking. The 280 North Limit Apartments are gang stalking. Securitas, she's literally on video during the 7 a.m. hour. And it's currently 12:14 p.m. This is 5 hours and 2 videos, and I'm prosecuting. She's going to prison. She was literally gang stalking with the Ontario Police in the previous video as well. She's going to prison. She's sitting here stalking while the entity was stalking by helicopter, monitoring what it is. They are all aware of the cult members that have been engaged in targeting me, including while the mentally ill, like Jason Fields and Tracy Banks, think that they are targeting me. They connect in their minds only because they are mentally ill, their sexual activity with each other, and they're affecting me in my life and targeting me and trying to murder me. And then they're engaged in this criminal activity. And it is premised upon their reckless sexual conduct with each other. And they have also engaged in what is defaming my character. And the commercial airline companies are a part of that criminal conspiracy, seeking to steal from me, take my life, doing so while they are keeping me under surveillance. And that's why Delta Airlines is in that video in concert with the Ontario Police Department and the entity stalking by planes, flying west, and Alaska Airlines is flying south. Neither one of them are taken off from the airport and doing so. They are targeting, while I am in the midst of publishing onto X the reality of Jason Fields' ongoing 2026 sexual addiction to 63-year-old Tracy, who have conspired my murder together, and it is premised upon their mentally ill pattern of conduct, which includes perverted sex acts with each other, with children, with animals, in groups, while they are also engaged in what is infecting each other with STD. This is relevant to the commercial airline companies that are going to be prosecuted for terrorism in the United States, targeting me with the city of and this is that which Jason Isaac Fields remains engaged in. And like I stated before, there will be no reconciliation with this terrorist who is a sex offender, who is severely mentally ill, and he is literally engaged in what is in his mind because he is severely psychotic and delusional, that having sex with my mother is going to enable him to acquire my money and my property, my assets, and that's because he engaged in what is defaming my character. And so gang stalking was the result. And his gang stalking me is literally to what is my being terrorized by the entity that is stalking in planes like this, terrorizing me, psychologically torturing me, while Jason Isaac Fields was relying on sexual activity with my mother. This is relevant to their mental illness, okay? This is the entity that's engaging in psychotic behavior, and this entity that is targeting me in the ways in which Jason Fields and Tracy, literally, my publishing on the internet about X about Jason Fields and Tracy Banks results in my being targeted in real time by planes and helicopters, the Ontario Police Department, all of whom engaged in kidnapping me. They're going to prison. Tracy Banks is going to prison. The demons in the Ontario Police Department vehicle are going to prison. They're doing so while they're engaged in what is massive surveillance. And that's what Delta Airlines is doing in that previous video, okay? That's the pattern of conduct. I want to document that. This is where the entity's keeping the fake sun at 12:17 p.m. The entity's keeping the fake sun over the Upham Public Library yesterday. The entity has the fake sun as a matter of video documentation, where UPS, where the entity is stalking by flying over the Ontario City Hall, that is gang stalking. This is terrorism by the government, and they're engaging what is surveillance. They are knowledgeable, and they are targeting me as well. That's why the fake sun is over me outside of the doors of the City Hall. They are gang stalking, and so is College of Laverne University of Law. So is the Ontario Fire Department. As you already saw in video, so is the Ontario Police Department. So are the employees that are going to prison inside of the OVITT Family Community Library, okay? This is POC. I've been capturing the entity gang stalking. Ontario, O-Park, the city of Ontario is stalking in the path with the dumpster truck. This is light activity, while the United States Postal Service is gang stalking. These are the same demons that are molesting with impossible light. This is ongoing surveillance by the mentally ill population that's going to be subject to martial law. This is the entity that is the sex cult. This is the sex cult. This is how this system works. And they anticipated that Tracy Banks and Jason Fields having sex with each other was going to enable them to successfully psychologically torture me while they keep me under surveillance, gang stalk me, molest me with lights, stalk me with planes and helicopters. And this is the that is being prosecuted for treason. This is POC. All right, that's the POC, and this is occurring at 12:18 p.m. where you already know that the fake sun is still remaining present. That's why I documented it setting here on Sunday, and setting here on when I am documenting the pattern of conduct into the evening, where no natural environment is present, where Mickey and Dylan are stalking under this fake sun after 4 p.m. And that's how the body of evidence is speaking to not only prosecution, but commitment. And those that are going to be committed are those that are engaged in the sex cult, that engage in terrorism, such as Jason Fields and Tracy Banks. Jason Fields will never come around me, and if he does, he's getting more time in federal prison. He's already subject to prison and mental examinations. This is POC.